welcome everyone in. It's a Sunday night here on PGR eSports for the MADD 133, and I am not as enthusiastic and excited I'm excited to call the race, but this is a charity race for a great cause, so I would like to start off this presentation for everybody tonight by informing everyone on why we are here and why we are racing tonight. So this is the MADD 133, the Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Jess Childs in the race here tonight was the grandmother of Hannah Rugberg, from my understanding. And Hannah Rugberg and her son, Cashton, were in a fatal accident that took place back in 2019. Unfortunately for the Rugberg family, the man who was convicted of killing Hannah and her son Cashton was released on parole last week after just 3 years in custody. So a very wrenching story that I was able to learn about today here, and I very much appreciate them reaching out for us here at PGR Esports to call this race. Like I said, not going to be super enthusiastic here at the beginning of this race. Just want to shed a light on drunk driving and how much it could affect families and many people, and I know it's affected mine as well. I never met my grandmother due to a drunk driver, and my grandpa on my mom's side was he almost was killed in that same accident. So this does hit home for me. Definitely talking to Jess, the grandmother of Hannah and her unborn son Cashton, and just learning about this and how sickening it could be, this justice system in our country. The man, 74-year-old man, was sentenced, I believe, to 40 years in prison, and unfortunately was able to somehow only serve 3 years, and I believe he wasn't even serving in a prison at the time. And we'll have to bring Jess Childs in here into the booth here prior to this race. We are going to go 50 laps tonight in the Xfinity Series, 100% fuel, one fast repair. It'll all be under the fixed setup here tonight. As you see someone pop up on the screen here, that's going to be Jeff. We'll have to get his last name here in a second. We are carrying a couple onboard cameras here tonight, and we'll bring up that scoring tower as everybody is now qualifying on track here tonight. As we will then get rid of this, and you'll see your overlays here for tonight's race. The MADD for Dega, it's the MADD 133. As I will go and see if I can pull Jess for a quick interview here tonight. Her name's Jess Childs. Jess Childs, you got a copy?
Sure do. How's it going?
Well, it's going good. I appreciate you guys having me on board here tonight to call this race. I did start off the broadcast not as enthusiastic as I normally would like to be for our viewers, but we're here for a different reason tonight. All the drivers here have paid $10, and that all the the money that was collected for this race will go to Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and obviously the story of your granddaughter and her unborn child is something I was trying to, relay to our viewers here tonight. And just anything you would like to say. I know you and I spoke earlier today, and I was able to, kind of relay some information about, unfortunately, the man that was, released after just 3 years. And, it's a very heart-wrenching story. I know I never met my grandma due to a drunk driver, so when you came to me with this, it was something I jumped at. But anything you want to just, kind of tell our viewers here tonight?
Yeah, so it's been about 3 years, or sorry, about 5 years. I lost my daughter, my 20-year-old daughter, and my unborn grandson to a drunk driver. And he actually just got out on parole. He's only spent 3 years at a classification center. The justice system has definitely failed us. I don't think that that's long enough time for someone that's basically murdered two people. Um, but I just want to thank everyone for coming out here today. The support is just amazing. Um, I just can't thank all the drivers enough. And thank you also to you, Mike, for broadcasting for us. We appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate you. We just brought up, the article here on the broadcast in the car, and she was driving, and just very sad, unfortunate situation. But one positive thing, it's always something you'll never forget, and very close to the heart. But you could try to find a positive in a negative situation, and that's kind of what we're here doing tonight. And it's nice to see a full field come out and donate their money and their time to such a good cause. So we're hoping we do justice here in the booth and everyone here on track tonight, and hopefully we put on a good show and could just keep shedding light on something that we hope doesn't have to happen to many more people. Obviously it does, and it's very unfortunate, but we appreciate you talking to us. I hope hopefully see you in victory lane later tonight.
Yeah, I hope so too. Just want to bring up one more point too, Mike. I do run a picture of my daughter and my grandson on the side of my car, so just make sure you check that picture out. So we're just running for Hannah and Cash tonight.
Well, we'll get that going for you. We appreciate it. We're going to drag you back down. You have a good race tonight. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, that was Jess Childs, and you unfortunately heard the sad story from a couple years back, and I'm glad we were able to bring this broadcast and this race here together tonight. We are on the grid here. Dean Wilkinson will be on the pole position for tonight's race. When we do go green, we're going to shift our focus and get a little bit more excited for this one, and try to turn what a big negative into a positive and shed some light on some awesome things here tonight to donate to a really, really, really good cause. So we're going to take a peek here at our grid for tonight. It's going to be Dean Wilkerson on top of the board. Outside front row, Steve Sizemore. Tom Dixon will fill row number 2 with Wesley Lynch. Kenneth Gallman will start 5th. Brian Hennings will start on the 6th position. Christopher Hodges in 7th, and Mitchell Conley in 8th. Mark Math will start 9th, and rounding out your top 10 is Jessica Childs, and we'll definitely have to take a look at her car here tonight. Starting 11th will be Joseph Barrow, and starting 12th will be Teresa Spiker. And starting in the 13th positions will be Dave Collins Jr., and 14th Austin Derbyshire. In the 15th position, James Harris, and in 16th, Ty Schoening. In the 17th position tonight, Jamie Griffin, and 18th position, Brian Whitney. Starting number 19th, Ambrose Kniepel, and 20th position, Wade Palmer. In the 21st position here tonight, Joseph Nailback, and Kenneth Gallman, he'll start 22nd. Dave Culloden will start 23, and Jeremy Osborne will start 24th. Tony Edrington will start 25th, and Greg Spiker 26th. Starting in the 27th spot tonight will be Danny Gross, and starting in 28th will be John Carney III. Evan Carlbon, he'll start 29th with Eli Childs in 30th. Joe Horta of the Jack Shack, he'll start 31st. Trevin Ashburnoff in 32nd. John Lucito will start 33rd. Kevin Martin, 34th. 35th on the green will be Brad Hunt, and 36th will be Jeff Acevedo. 37th will be Casey Sawich, and 38th will be Benjamin Richards. BRX Motorsports, appreciate him and his sponsorship as well. Starting in the 39th position will be Edwin Fielder. Starting 40th, Jimmy Emos, and rounding out your 41 car field will be Sheldon Pearson. We are set to go green here tonight. It'll be Dean Wilkerson leading them down to the Geico restart zone. You see Trevin Ashburnoff there on your screen. We are carrying some onboard cameras. As the green flag is in the air at Talladega for the MADD Prodega 133. The first lap almost in the books here tonight. We have the new leader here on the bottom in the 8. That is Steve Sizemore getting pushed by the 55 of Dean Wilkinson. Steve Sizemore, he's going to jump onto the top. We're 2 by 2 with the third lane forming here a little bit farther on back. Apologies tonight if I get any names wrong. I'm used to calling PGR eSports and a couple of the other Money Series promotions. So a lot of new guys in here that I am not accustomed to speaking about, but I will hopefully learn their names by the end of this race. We are 3 wide. Action-packed already. Lap number 2 of 50 here for the MADD 133. We'll have to see who is on the top leading. It looks like Ty Schoening as he's going to come into the picture here. And the 76 behind him of Brian Whitney. So they're looking to get a little racy here earlier as we are 3 wide, but we have a caution. Caution out for the first time tonight here on lap number 2. Looks like Greg Spiker may be involved in that. Eli Childs as well. Kevin Martin, they were off the track. They have now since come back on the track. Kenneth Gallman has entered pit lane. Greg Spiker as well. So we do have a little issue farther on back. We'll have to go and try to find out exactly why the yellow came out. So we'll have to slow this down and try to figure out where caution happened. It's going to happen a little bit farther back. You see the 10 car, as we'll have to go back here and try to get a different view of exactly what happened. And we'll jump into a chopper camera. And rewind this just a little bit. Not so sure was this the only wreck here or wreck on this caution. There's the 15 and the 5 getting into it. Here on the top side, it's going to send the 15, I believe, of Martin, Kevin Martin, down the track. You see bumpers flying right there. The 5 was involved as well. And I thought maybe there was a little bit something that happened a little bit farther up. Maybe not. But you see here from the Goodyear blimp, as we slow this one down, some hard racing here. The 22 is going to dive down. Here comes the 5 into the picture. The 15 a little slow, and the 5 is just going to get right into the back of the 15. So trouble there for the 15 and the 5. But I'm almost positive we did have something happen a little bit farther up. As you see right here, Casey Sawtek and Jeremy Osborne, and it looks like maybe the 17, Kenneth Gallman involved here in an incident a little bit farther up. So multiple incidents here, and there's going to be the other one. You see Jeremy Osborne there in the 41 machine. And we'll slow this one down for you. See the 41 of Osborne, the 17 as well, the 17 of Kenneth Gallman. Ambrose there in the 04, he's up near the fence. Looks like the 41 Osborne, he's just going to lose it. He's going to come down here into the 89 of Trevin Astronaut of JSR. He's going to go up the track. The 10 and the 17 have to check up. Heavy damage for the 17. He's going to come down into the 10 of Greg Spiker. So heavy damage for the 10, 17, and 41, along with the 15 and 5. So luckily tonight there is a fast repair as we are going to try to go back up front to your leader Steve Sizemore as we are pacing around this 2.66 mile super speedway. The chat is already getting hyped up. Devin Ray as usual in that chat. Let's go for his team here tonight. Connie Osborne, have a great race, enjoy, and good luck. Unfortunately, if that is any relation to Jeremy Osborne, he has probably come down pit road and taken his first fast repair of the night and or was fixing damage. So no more victims. Hashtag from KH. I agree with you. You know, there's hopefully some technology that can maybe come out in the future to, you know, not allow people to fire up their cars and drive drunk. You know, it's one of those things where nowadays we have Ubers and Lyfts and there's plenty of ways to get a ride, and you know that's I wish more people would choose that than to choose what they can do and ultimately not only on their life but more importantly the lives of innocent people. And that's why we are here racing tonight. This is the MADD 133. If you're just joining us, we were able to talk to Jess Child to start this race up here tonight, and you know, a very sad and story that we were sharing with our viewers, but you know, we are here for a positive thing tonight. All the money and the proceeds that came in from these drivers are all going to MADD, the Mothers Against Drunk Driving. So a big kudos to all the drivers here tonight that donated not only their money but their time, and everybody watching this broadcast here tonight on PGR eSports. We do very much appreciate and the honor of calling this race for them, something that means a lot to me as well, as I was never able to meet my grandmother due to a drunk driver. So definitely hits home for me, you know, and it's just unfortunate we still have that in today's society. But hopefully we can keep, you know, fighting the good fight here, and you know, hopefully one day, you know, people start thinking twice and you know, not getting behind the wheel of a car intoxicated. And you know, I'm sure a lot of us have maybe made some poor choices in the past, but as you grow up and mature, just know that, you know, anything, your life can change just by making one bad decision, and we don't want to see that. We don't want to see anyone hurt. And like I said, we appreciate Jess and this whole crew here for having us on tonight as we get back to going racing here in just a second. Steve Sizemore leads here early. Dean Wilkinson on his outside in the 55. Wesley Lynch is going to be up here. He is running in the 3rd position. Tom Dixon, nice to see him on track from St. Augustine, Florida. He'll start in the 4th position. And rounding out your top 5 right now is Brian Hennings of VRX and Team PGR. He's running a MADD paint scheme here tonight. Really cool paint scheme. We'll have to get zoomed in on that. You see him there, 3rd in row on the bottom with Hannah and Cash's name on that. And we'll also have to take a peek here in a little bit at Jess's car, as well as the pace car is now going to drop below that apron and on the pit road. Steve Sizemore and Dean Wilkerson going to lead us down the green for the 2nd time tonight here at Talladega Superspeedway. Here's the 8 and the 55 in the Geico restart zone, and the green flag is back in there here at Talladega. And we have completed another lap number 7 of 50 here tonight. We have a new leader in town. It's Wesley Lynch to the front here at Talladega Superspeedway. We are 3 wide. I'll tell you what, this is some action-packed racing here for the MADD Fredega 133. There's no money on the line. All of it's going to Mothers Against Drunk Driving. So these drivers are out to put on a show here tonight as we are 3 wide here early. 3 by 3, almost 4, 5, 6 rows back right now. Here comes the 40. The 40 there, here in the middle, getting a good push here from the 55 of James Harris. So everyone on it right now here in Talladega. We got a 3rd lane right there. That's going to be getting led by the 47 of Ty Showing. The bottom lane right now prevailing, though. We'll have to see how the temps are for these guys pushing hard as we are 3 wide, 5 rows deep here at Talladega, entering turn number 1. That's Mitchell Conley there here in the middle row as he's getting that shove there from James Harris. You see the 43 car in the picture. That is Wade Palmer, and he's delivering a nice push down the backstretch here to the 55. 76 there up on top. That is going to be Brian Whitney. Brian Whitney from Tonnesket, it looks Washington. So he's getting in action. The 40 is going to clear down to the bottom. That's going to open up room for Harris here as we are just, like I said, racing very hard here early. Nothing to lose for these drivers tonight. They already are fighting the good fight. They all want to win, and they all want to lead some laps here on the broadcast and show off to their family and friends. Here comes the 411 here on the bottom as well of Tom Dixon. So action-packed here. Here's the 33 going to go back up to the middle. 33 Wesley Lynch. He's going to throw a block here on Harris. So so far so good. Very clean here in the second run of the night. We've had only one caution thus far here. Our 43 is going to think about going to the third. Is he going to stay back in line? And it seemed like he was a little hesitant to jump third lane. Maybe he should have, because he could have got shoved up there by showing. So right now these drivers feeling each other out. Probably a lot of drivers that don't normally race super speedway races. I do see quite a few money racing guys in here as well. So it's going to be an interesting race here tonight. To see what happens and who gets the victory lane here on PGR eSports. Everybody in the session here or in the chat on YouTube getting excited. 3-wide action. They're having some fun watching this one back. They're slicing and dicing. Oh, and we're going to have a wreck here in the front of the field. The big one here early at Talladega as everybody's fanning all over the track. Bumpers are flying. Sheet metals everywhere. Hoods are off the car. And wow, what a wreck here in turn number 1. Middle of turn 1 and 2, I should say. Looks like James Harris and Dean Wilkerson, man, Tom Dixon as well. They might be the only guys that survived this big one here early on lap number 10. And we'll have to take you back to that caution, because I'll tell you what, that collected most of the field. And we're going to try to go in a Goodyear blimp here, as we're going to have a lot to unpack here in the front of the field. You see it starts right there with the 78 and the 40. They're going to come down into the 33. And everybody fanning on back. There goes Mark Math hard into the wall. Trevor Ashronoff as well. Here comes the 76. He can't avoid it. The 22 is going to get a heavy damage to his front end. Watch all these cars. Ambrose Knievel, all these guys trying to slow down for this wreck. And, man, just carnage all over the track. Car parts all over the place. You see debris all over the track. The smoke is flying, and there's nowhere to go for all these drivers caught up in this big one here. We'll try to take another look at it, get in the chopper cam here and try to show you another view of what exactly happened here and try to find out what exactly caused this wreck. It looks like it's going to come from the front of this field and maybe start with the 40 and the 78. So we'll try to go here to the 40 and or 78. Mark Math's pushing the 78. Mark Math, maybe, yep, Mark Math's going to come down the track, get into the 40. He's then going to hook the 78 into the 33. So the 199 right there, a little too frisky there pushing. And the 199 is going to start this chain reaction wreck. Wow, what damage. Mark Math almost flipping over the 33 as well. You're just going to see all these drivers on back. Trevor Ashronoff also back here involved. You could see them all coming into the picture, just nowhere to go. Tell you what, we'll have to go right on board with the cause of caution, Mark Math, because what a ride he took here, and we'll have to see that one in real time. But luckily for a lot of these drivers, they do have access to a fast repair here tonight, and boy, they are going to need them here early, as we're going to hop in the cockpit cam with Mark Math and try to get a gauge on what exactly happened here. As you see, real time, Mark Math, the 199. That's complete and utter carnage here for Mark Math and most of the field. Lucky for these guys up front, Dean Wilkerson and Tom Dixon. Luckily, we're ahead of all the carnage here, and they're going to probably have that fast repair in their bank for later, just in case. And what a wreck we have here. The big one strikes early, only 12 laps in of 50, under the second caution here tonight. as we try to bring you through some of the field here tonight. Jessica Childs, and we spoke with her here pre-race. We're going to try to get zoomed in on her car as she runs that special paint scheme, the MADD No More Victims 28 machine of Jessica Childs as that Ford comes to pit road. Perfect time to catch her scheme come down pit road. And if you are watching this broadcast, whether it's right now or you watch it, the replay of it later, you can go to the MADD website. I believe it's madd.org, and you can donate right on the website as well. All the proceeds from all the drivers here tonight will go to MADD, so an awesome cause. And no more victims. I love it. No more victims is right. As you see Jess Childs come off pit road here, the grandmother of Hannah. The grandmother, well, what sorry, the mother of Hannah, and what would have been the grandmother of the unborn son, Cashton, who unfortunately lost their lives. And you know, we have a drunk driving problem, obviously, in this country. We also have sometimes a justice problem as well. And, you know, we don't want to see anybody get released that did exactly what this man did. And we hope justice could be served again for him. But like I told her before, you know, we got to try to take a negative and turn it somewhat into a positive. And that's what we're doing by putting on this race here tonight. And trying to make people more aware, and not just aware, but try to help out the cause, as MADD does a lot for, you know, the cause here against drunk driving. And we can never stop trying here to try to eliminate people from hopping behind the wheel of their cars. And I'll tell you what, just thinking about, you know, being a little bit younger and naive and immature in my life, and just thinking about a couple times, you know, doing that. And you know, as I've gotten older, obviously, and to become a father, it changes your perspective on life. And you know, it's not a joke, because like I said, one bad move and one bad night and one bad decision could cost you your life and other people's lives, and it's just not worth it. There's ways to get rides, and we urge everybody to call a Lyft, call an Uber, call a family member, and just know that it's always better to do that than to get behind the wheel. As we get ready to go back green here at Talladega Superspeedway for the third time tonight. New leader up front, it's Jeff Acevedo. Tom Dixon behind him. Awesome paint scheme up there for that 65. That yellow and blue. Dixon, he's going to go to the top lane. He's going to go to the middle lane. We have a third lane for him. They're slicing and dicing here in the middle. We're going to have another wreck here. Another caution probably going to come out, and sure enough, it does. Not too big of a wreck, but nonetheless, caution does fly for the third time here tonight. We'll take you back here to the chopper cam. And I believe it's going to happen yet again in the front of the field. And this was actually a little bit earlier. Sorry about that. To go to the newest caution here. And this will be it. A lot of hard pushing going on here in the middle lane. The 73 is going to hook the 34. 34 is going to come down the track just a little bit, try to save it. For all intents and purposes, he does. 13 cannot check up in time. 13 is going to send the 73 down into the 04. Here comes the 05 again. I'll tell you what, I'm assuming that 5 already used their fast repair, so bad news there again for the 5, but that's going to bring out our third caution of the night. Most of the damage to the 73 machine there of John Lucido. Another awesome paint scheme here for the cause, and is that MADD paint scheme there. So he's going to be on the brakes and to try to eliminate as much damage as he can get. As we get back up front here to the field, Tom Dixon is being scored as your race leader, as we are 15 laps in of 50 right now for the MADD 133. And we'll try to bring in some onboard cameras here for you tonight. As we see Jeff right there. I'll have to go through the field. His last name is not up here on the cam screen. So I'm going to scroll through our field and try to pick out a Jeff. That way I get his last name right. Not seeing one yet, but it could be Jeff Lucido. It could be actually the car that was involved in that accident. So I'm going to go on a limb here and say you're looking at Jeff Lucido. Here in your bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Or that's John Lucido, actually. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly if there is a Jeff in this field, but Jeff is coming up on the thing, so I apologize if I wasn't able to find you. But at least you're getting some airtime here tonight, bud. And this right here, Evan Carlbon. So Evan Carlbon here in the field. And we try to go out and find out where exactly he is running right now. It looks like he's going to be scored in the 25th position from Berkeley Township, New Jersey. Looks like an Oakland Raider, or I guess Las Vegas Raider fan now. He's got a blanket or sheet up there in the background somewhere. Some jerseys hanging up there in his room, so pretty cool there. Evan Carlbon. And this is going to be Christopher Hodges. Getting some TV time here tonight. Christopher Hodges, we'll have to see where he's running as well. And Christopher Hodges right now being scored in the top 10 in the 9th position in that 34 VRX machine. And blinked out a little bit there, so hopefully he's okay with his internet connections. But see Christopher Hodges there. And he looks like he's a New York Giant fan. So football fans here racing on track tonight. John Lucido does have a cam, but his cam is on the race itself, so no webcam for him. As hopefully we get back to green flag racing in one more pace lap. And also carrying it on board here tonight is the Jack Shack's Trevin Ashfordnoth. I know he was caught up in the first wreck here tonight. He's got a couple teammates here in this race, one on the chat. And here's Trevin Ashfordnoth from the south side of Augusta. One of my favorite interviews here every week, and we'll see if he's here. I'm not sure if he's in this Discord here tonight. He is not, so we're not going to be able to bring him up for an interview. But Trevin Ashfordnoth, well, he's throwing up the peace signs. Could you give us a yeet? Can you give us a yeet while you're at it? There's the yeet from Trevin. So Trevin having some fun with us here tonight. And we'll see if he can make his way up to the front, being scored in the 26th position right now for the Jack Shack. And glad to see him out here racing for charity, racing for a good cause tonight. Back up front, it looks like we have a new leader. Not sure. Looks like maybe Tom Dixon. He actually is in the lead. He's going to be on the bottom outside front row. James Harris, Dean Wilkerson in third. He's been up front all night long. Jeff Acevedo, he's going to be in fourth, and rounding out your top five, the 47, who's been pretty strong, using that third lane tonight. That's Ty Schoening. So that's your top five right now. We'll have to see. These guys are getting racy. Guys and girls, I should say, are getting racy early and often here at Talladega. Third caution of the night. We are on lap number 17. We'll be on lap number 18 when we cross the start-finish line here. As we get back to green flag racing. 50 laps here tonight. There has been a faster pair, but it's been a lot of torn up race cars. So I'm expecting a lot of this field to have already used their faster pair here tonight. The pace car will be diving onto pit lane once again here. And we will restart yet again with Tom Dixon, the 411, leading here at Talladega Superspeedway. NASCAR's biggest track, fastest track, one of the fastest tracks. No, I shouldn't say fastest track, as we do have restrictor plates on these cars here tonight. And that red and black Camaro in the Geico restart zone. And we are back green here racing at Talladega. And these cars are my favorite to drive. These Xfinity Series car, in my opinion, the best package right now we have in Super Speedway racing on the iRacing surface, or service, I should say. It is a very, very racy car. I think it gives a lot of different drivers the ability and chance to win a race. You got to really be a good pusher in these. You got to be careful pushing in the middle of the turn and on exit especially. It is quite easy to throw a bumper hook on exit corner. I've seen it a lot happen lately. It's always good to leave a little room, and as soon as you get straight in that straightaway, that's when you can lock up and push like heck. Best thing you could do here at the front of the pack is change lanes here. So if you are this car here on top and you get pushed clear, you want to come to the bottom. So when you come to the bottom, that'll open up the door for the 76 to get his temps clear. They're going to double clear here, though, so double clear for the 76 and the 65. Doing a great job tandem right there. That's going to open up the door for the 40 here on top to lead that middle lane. We got somebody in the back. Are they going to wreck? They're going to hold it together. Not sure who that was, but we saw somebody almost get wrecked there. Mitchell Conley, that is, here on the top now, as he's getting pushed by the 34 of Christopher Hodges. So as I was saying, if that 34 is able to clear that 40 at any point in time, the 40 can jump on down to the bottom. That would, you know, bring that 34 up and be able to cool his engine down. And then once that 34 car there, you know, would essentially, or once that 40 car would be clear, he could come back up in the 34. So maybe some of these drivers aren't used to as much, that don't run a lot of super speedway money races, but just some education for our viewers. You know, you can get really hot pushing here in any of these rows behind a car, depending on how hard you are pushing. You see sometimes them cars fanning out just a little bit to try to get some air to their spoiler and cool that engine down and that water and oil temp just a little bit, because once it hits red, you got to be very careful. You're not going to blow your motor. When you blow a motor in packs like this, it's going to chain reaction all the way on back through. So you got to be very careful and watch your temperatures here tonight. 20 laps in of 50. And I'll tell you what, the drivers are a little bit less racy right now after that 3 cautions so far, the second one being the big one here at Talladega. So getting close to that halfway point here tonight. Mitchell Conley going to lead us here on the top lane. He's going to lead that lap. But the 65 machine right now, Jeff Acevedo doing a great job, getting great pushes here from Brian Whitney. There's a lap down car. It looks like possibly Joe Horter. He's going to have to go to the third. Let all these lead lap cars go here on the bottom. We did get a chance earlier to talk with Trevor Nashroth. He's going to be a little bit farther back in this pack. We'll have to get we can ride along board with Trevor Nashroth here and see what he's doing. You can just see how far back he is as he is looking to slice and dice his way to the front of the field. And he's going to get linked up right here with his teammate that went a lap down to Joe Horta. And you can see right now pushing here in the turns. He's going to offset just a little bit. And we get to the turns here. Trev's one of the best pushers in the game. He's going to stay on the back bumper here of his teammate Joe Horta. Going to release just a little bit in the middle of the turn. And as soon as we get here to the backstretch, if he gets a big enough run, he will actually touch bumpers and send him off into turn number 3. And you can just get, this is a great vantage point here. When you're driving these cars on a super speedway, you can't see anything in front of you until you get to the turn. Once you get to that 33-degree banking, you're able to see the cars in front of you, but when you're locked to the back bumper of somebody in front of you, as you are right here, I mean, you can see a couple cars right and left, but if you're center pushing, you cannot see anything in front. And when they start wrecking, it is very hard. And as they do, perfect timing, and oh my God, you could have been on a better cockpit view than that. You see Trev smiling over there, and what a time to be on the 89's cockpit cam. And as I said it, they start wrecking. So unbelievable there to be able to get that. We're just going to have to rewind it, and we're going to stay on the 89 of Trevin Astronaut here. And you see, we'll go chopper view here, try to see exactly what happened in front. You see the 89 and 1, they're going to be on your bottom of your screen here. And obviously something had to happen in front of them to check them up here in the tri-oval. There's the one. You see the one getting into the 99. That's going to stack up the 78 and the 707. Smoke is going to fly. Trev's pushing hard. He's going to turn his teammate right up the track. Joe Horta going to do a great job. It looks like, ooh, he's going to have rear end damage. Just gets into the wall. The 28 involved the 8 as well. The 22. So as soon as that stack up happened, that 89 is going to turn his teammate the 1. We got some ARCA braking here in the back. It looks like the 73 is involved. So just another wreck here, fourth caution of the night. And we get you back up and live. Jeff Acevedo being scored in as the leader. James Harris being scored second position right now. Brian Whitney third. Tom Dixon fourth. And being scored in your top 5 right now, Mitchell Conley. So some of these guys now doing a great job of just staying up front. I think that's where you want to be. A lot of these wrecks happening middle on back so far here tonight, with the exception of the second caution of the night. We'll try that. There we go. Now we're back live. It's 24 of 50. We're going to be halfway here next time by. So while we're going to get next time, or while we get to the halfway point, we're going to bring you to a quick commercial break here on the PGR Esports Network.
Green flag is in the air. We are racing. 3x3. Almost all trouble. Around goes Alex Hill. On into the outside wall goes Hill. They're wrecking big time out back. We're not going to throw a caution. Who gets it at the line? Cody Nagels wins it at Talladega.
Back here live at Talladega Superspeedway as we get close to the halfway mark here tonight of the MADD 133. A pleasure to call this race for Jess Childs and company. And it looks like the pace car lights will go out this time by, and we'll get back to green flag racing next time by. We'll see if we can bring up someone here up in the booth tonight. It looks like maybe be able to grab Christopher Hodges, and we'll see if we can get a word with Christopher Hodges here. So we're going to bring him up on screen. And he will be actually being scored, it looks like maybe in the 6th position here. So we'll see if we can get a word with Christopher Hodges. Looks like he was blinking out for just a second, but he blinked back in. Christopher Hodges, you got a copy?
I've got you.
All right, bud. Well, we got you up here on your webcam here before we go green here tonight. We're racing for a good cause here tonight. So first off, we want to thank you for coming out and racing and donating to a good cause. It looks like you have VRX on board simulators here tonight. Sharp looking white paint scheme. Anything just want to tell the broadcast viewers here tonight about the cause and your appreciation for what we're doing here tonight?
Yeah, first off, I just like to thank Just Childs and all everybody that's put this event on. It's a good cause, and I'm glad that we're racing with a lot of good people, and I just hope that if anybody out there is feeling generous to donate to this cause, it is a very good cause, and always have a fun time racing these races. So doing pretty good there overall. Thank you to VRX and thank you to Mama T Racing as well. You guys really, they really help us out. And yeah, just thank you to everybody racing. And yeah, thank you.
Well, yeah, you could go to the MADD.org website and donate. Any viewers watching this race or watching the replay. And before we go back green, man, it's been a racy race so far. You know, we're not really racing for money. We're racing for a good cause, and everyone wants to get to the front and lead. How are you going to approach the second half of the race here?
Well, coming to green right now. Just try to stay up as close as I can to the front, and we'll see what happens.
All right, well, good luck tonight, man. Hope to see you in victory lane.
Yep, thank you.
That is going to be Christopher Hodges. He's being scored in the 6th position right now as we go back green here at Talladega Superspeedway. Halfway here tonight for the MADD Talladega 133. Christopher Hodges looking for some more spots right now. He's going to be right behind Mitchell Conley, as you see here into turn number 1 now, middle of turns 1 and 2. He's going to look for a lane here to get to the front, and that's going to open up if he can get to the back bumper of Conley, because I'll tell you what, they could get a great run down here down the Alabama Gang super stretch if they want it. Side draft just a little bit here on the bottom. If he can give that nudge here down to Connolly, I'll tell you what, they might get close here on this lap to these two leaders, and he's going to blink out again. Hopefully he keeps those internet connections okay here tonight. Christopher Hodges, nice to talk to you here tonight. You see him there on the right side of your screen. And another lap in the books here at Talladega. Jeff Acevedo doing a great job. Him and James Harris as well here in the front of this field. Doing a great job to control both lanes here. As we go 30, we have a taker. It's the 15 car now, the 15 of Kevin Martin. He's going to go third. Right now he has no help. His help might be coming up here, though, with the 78 machine. Is Harris going to get back in line? He does. So it looks like Carlbon's going to be all by himself. Trevor Nash went out a little bit farther on back, though. If he can get up there, I promise you, he will push Evan here to the front. And right now, we are still racing here, 24 laps to go. So less than halfway to go. The way they raced very early, I wouldn't be surprised if they get back to 3-wide racing here right away and try to get to the front of this pack, because as of right now, a lot of the wrecks happening in the middle and the back. Jeremy Osborne now, you see him there in the center of your screen. He had an early wreck, but he's getting back on it from Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Doing a great job to make his way and make a comeback back in this race. For the Blind Squirrel Racing. In front of him, the 70 of Teresa Spiker. She was in the PGR SummerSlam a couple weeks ago. Nice to see Teresa. She raced her way in for free for that race. A great job by Teresa. Glad to see her racing here tonight. Supporting VRX, supporting MADD as well to see zoom in on her car. Man, a sharp looking paint scheme here tonight. No more victims. Can't say it enough. No more victims. Go to the MADD.org website right now if you are watching or after the race. And make sure you send in a donation. No little, no, not too little, not too big, doesn't matter. Throw whatever you want in there, whether it's $1, $5, $10, $20. It all counts to a great cause. As you see Spiker go to the third lane here. But up front, it's still Jeff Acevedo here in the 65 doing a great job. Here comes the 55 machine, also carrying a MADD paint scheme. Great to see them up here doing great. That'll be James Harris. Great shove here by the 40 of... the 40's not coming up on the scoring. I believe that's Mitchell Conley. He's not coming up on the scoring tower with the same number, so apologies there for Mitchell Connell. Judging by his photo, could be a military man, whether still in the military or not. Thank you for your service, Mitchell Conley from Fort Worth, Washington. Pretty cool profile picture there. You see some helicopters, maybe some Blackhawks in the background. Looks like he was, man, serving somewhere overseas. Man, can't say enough how much we appreciate you. Doing a great job here in this race. Jeremy Osborne, we talked about him. Here comes the 13 car. Joseph Barrow, haven't talked about him yet tonight. But Joseph Barrow now leading that third lane, leading the charge here with 21 laps to go. And that sharp looking black, green, and white paint scheme. But help no more as the 70's going to dive down here to the middle lane. So the third lane just not working right now for anybody. They got a couple takers, but no one really making hard charge on up to the front. 20 laps to go here as we hit the line. Digger action there. One of the coolest cameras that we have on the broadcast. You see the high speeds here at Talladega Superspeedway. Fanning 3 wide right now, all the way through the pack. Oh, are we going to have an accident? We have somebody in the wall. They're going to hold it together. So mid-pack on back, somebody up into the catch fence. But luckily for them, no harm, no foul. They're going to stay on course here. Sorry about that. He's still ahead. Hodges up on the screen, so Hodges getting a lot of airtime here in this one. 19 laps to go. James Harris up front. Jeff Acevedo, Mitchell Conley, Brian Whitney, Jeremy Osborne currently being scored to your top 5. Tom Dixon as well right here on the fringe in the 411. These guys doing a great job right now of saving temps, pushing down the backstretch here and keeping it clean. The third lane is forming a little bit farther on back. Green has in the chat, this is so good, and yes it is. It's been a really good, exciting race. And it's only going to get more exciting as we get down to it. As we get more takers into the third, the 74 is going to jump up. That's Brian Hennings. Brian Hennings, you see him there in the third lane. He wants to make a charge to the front. One of the best super speedway racers here in this race tonight. And he's going to try to make his march to the front of this field right now with 18 laps to go. He's going to have that 70 of Spiker behind him. Here comes the 15 as well. In tow is Kevin Martin in the third lane. The Team KSR, they're going to be in the middle lane. Look for them to start making moves. Trevor Astronaut and Joe Herta. And they're going to hard push Christopher Hodges here in the middle lane. So right now the action's starting to pick up at Talladega. Some really good racing here tonight for a really good cause. Make sure you head on over to the website madd.org. That's mad.org with 2 D's, and send in a donation of any amount for Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Got to speak with Jess Childs prior to the green flag here tonight. Got to speak with Christopher Hodges as well. Got some onboard cameras we've shown off today of Evan Carlbon. So some pretty cool stuff here tonight. And right now some pretty cool racing going on, 3 wide. As caution's gonna fly. We have a wreck farther back. It's another big one. One is on the top of their roof. That is Jeremy Osborne. He is upside down. He's gonna need a tow. And you see some car parts flying, bouncing up and down the track. And it's big one, number 2 here tonight. And that's going to be your 5th caution. I'll tell you what, we're going to go have a heck of a ride with Jeremy Osborne because he was flipped upside down. As we're going to rewind this one. You see Jeremy Osborne there. And I'll tell you what, I wonder if he just lost it again. That might be the 2nd time tonight that the 41 has just turned himself here. Not sure what's going on there with Jeremy Osborne. Just cracking a smile because I know Jeremy's probably frustrated with himself right now. And we're going to slow this one down. You see the 41 there as he made a comeback from his first wreck here tonight. Not sure what happened here. I don't know how hot the track temp is. We might want to bring that up and see if they're slipping and sliding a little bit. The 41, yeah, I don't know. He just snaps loose there. Goes up the track. He lost control there. He's going to come down right in front of the 13 machine. 74 Hennings involved, so is the 89 of Astronaut. That might be a 2nd incident of the night. 13th's going to lose their back bumper. Joe Horta looks like he's doing a great job getting on the brakes to avoid it. The 10's going to smash right into the 43. Man, look at Joe Horta. Is he just going to not get any of this? There's Osborne on top of the 16 of Gallman. That's going to flip him over. I want to watch 2 onboards of this one. Well, there's Joe. He can't escape it. He's going to have some damage. But I'll tell you what, minimal damage for what it could have been for the one of Joe Horta. We're going to have to get in the cockpit of this 41 because I will tell you what a ride this is going to be. We're gonna do it in real time first. This is the 41 of Jeremy Osborne. Wow. And you just see Jeremy Osborne. That's what he sees. All pavement out of the front windshield as he comes to a complete stop. An unbelievable, horrific wreck here for the 41 of Jeremy Osborne. An unbelievable wreck. Upside down, you see him right there. And, man, what a wreck there for the 43 machine, or 41 machine, I'm sorry. We'll have to take a peek one more time. You see Jeremy Osborne's just going to lose it here in turn number 3. And then we'll get to the onboard of Joe Horta, because I'll tell you what, the damage control he did with all those cars wrecking in front of him was quite astonishing to me. There goes the 13, going to get into the 41. No harm, no foul there by the 13 as he had nowhere to go as the Osborne started turning. So this one was not on barrel of the 13. 41's going to come up, and this is where he's going to go upside down. Watch Kenny Gallman come on in. Get underneath and just lift up the 41, and here goes the 41. Flip over on his hood, and you see that front tire spinning. Back ones aren't. Well, man, just unbelievable. There he goes for his ride upside down. We're going to try to get one more quick one with Joe Horta right on his onboard before we go back green here at Talladega and watch J Money get it done in real time. Unbelievable save by Joe Horta. He has a little bit of damage here. Oh, look at this. Oh, no. Joe Horta, after all that saving, he is going to run right into his teammate of Trevin Astronaut. I didn't even know that. Oh, wow. So, I mean, crazy that Joe Horta, I mean, just watch this drive by Joe Horta. And then for it to end the way it does by getting into his teammate after the fact, it's just unbelievable. Because he avoids all this carnage. And then look at this. He gets a little damage there. He keeps it straight. And he's going to go all the way into his teammate, the 89. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, that wreck had just about everything. As we are back live with 14 to go. That was your 5th caution of the night. I'm cracking up, man, because Joe Horta had that thing saved, and unlucky for him, he just gets into the back of his teammate, and a bad night so far for Team JSR. But it doesn't matter. We're out here having fun. This is for all glory here tonight. No money on the line. All the money going to MADD.org. As Ace Veto and Harris are going to lead us down again. With 14 to go, there'll be 13 to go when we hit the line. Pace car is diving off pit road again. We'll hopefully see if we can get back to green flag racing and stay green till the end. I don't think we will, as the drivers get more aggressive as we go on to get the victory, but we are in the Geico restart zone again. The 65 is going to fire off really nicely as we are back green here at the start-finish line. The 55 is going to... Ooh, the 65 is going to move up. He's going to move up in front of the 55 of James Harris. So he's going to do better. He's going to go back down. So these 4 right here, Whitney, Ace Veto, Harris, Conley, I mean, they've been up front for most of this time, along with Tom Dixon. You see him in the 24.11. Here comes Evan Carlbahn, though. We haven't talked about him much here tonight. You see him carrying the onboard camera. I know he could get it done. I've seen him do it in some recruitment races in PGR. And he's now into the third lane. Has no help as of now. He probably will receive some help eventually, as these cars middle on back are going to want to sit in the middle for long. So Evan Carlbahn looking for some help. He's going to think better. There's still a lot of time left in this race. He's going to funnel back down here into the middle lane. Jeff still up here in the front, being the Pied Piper here at Talladega Superspeedway. Doing a great job staying off that apron. That apron can be dangerous sometimes. Don't want to wash up too much, but if you could avoid putting those tires down in that apron and getting you loose, he's doing a great job right now. And what these guys have been able to do up front is really just stay out of all the wrecks by staying up front. So, you know, the top 5 for the most part has not really been involved in the wrecks here tonight, with the exception of caution number 2. Wilkinson still here in the top 10, as is Griffin and Barrow. Spiker right now as well, rounding out your top 10. So 11 laps to go here. We are going to get very entertaining racing here when we get down to the last 10, if not 5 laps. We'll see if these guys and girls can just put on a show. I personally prefer going green the rest of the way and just having really good racing. Unfortunately, you get a caution, green cautions here at Super Speedway of Talladega, but as business is picking up a little bit farther on back here on the third lane, it's the 22 machine of Jamie Griffin now getting a great push by Joseph Barrow. If he could stay linked onto him with all the checkups here in the middle, they could shoot right to the front here. As I was thinking about earlier, I wanted to pull up that weather just to see exactly what the track temp is here, or what the track temp looks like here tonight. 78 degrees ambient temperature, and that's the reason why Jeremy Osborne had some hiccups in the turns. 136 degree track temperature, and I don't care, you're on a super speedway or not, where tires don't matter as much. They matter, especially with the track temperature that high, and that's where you're getting loose in these turns. You see the 40 right now, and the 65 getting into it just a little bit. At least they thought better of it and let each other kind of off the hook there for a little run-in on the track. So they got back in order. The 55 now of James Harris, he's looking strong here in the middle. But that track temp of 136 is the reason why we're seeing a few of these wrecks here tonight. You know, there's some maneuvers you can do. You know, if you just kind of no-lift these turns as you wear these tires down, it's not going to set the car as you need it. Ooh, right now is the 65. He's got his lefts on the yellow. Not sure if he'll have a penalty or not for that. I'll tell you what, we might have a wreck here. We are 3, almost 4 wide. Almost 4 wide. We are 4. 4 wide racing here at Talladega. They're going to think better of it. Back to 3. 4 for a brief second. This is what we came here to see. Jeremy Osborne in the chat. Yep, he didn't have no fun with the track temp, and you know, that like I said, that's probably why he turned himself. I'll have to hopefully get a word with him later this week and give him a little hand on what to do in those situations. You know, I learned from the best, and I've been a lot better in these track conditions myself, and there's some things you can do to set that car in the turn. And right now we are racing. 9 laps to go. We're going to have 8 to go when we hit the line. Jeff Acevedo, he might be the man to beat here in Alabama, because right now he's been the Pied Piper in that blue and yellow. Almost looks like that old Dale Wrangler scheme. Love to see it out here leading. The 22 now in the third. He's coming up. It's Jamie Griffin. They're going to make their move right now in the center. You see the 55 of Harris. Harris doing a great job, getting a great push here from the 47 of Ty Schoening. Man, this is a heck of a race. 3 wide, 5, 6 rows deep. The 70 has driven all the way back up to the front. Jess Childs, where's Jess Childs? Jess Childs right here. She's slicing and dicing. She's trying to make her way to the top 10. 8 laps to go, 7 to go when we hit the line. Action is picking up. I'm already getting excited myself. If you can't already hear it in my voice, everything is on the line for all these drivers. Who wants to win this charity race? The MADD for Dega, 133, 7 laps to go, 3 wide racing, and that's what we came to see here at Talladega. Right now, James Harris, the point man from Texas. He's leading that 65, who probably has led the most laps here tonight. Are the middle and the top going to roll? Right now, they're not. The 65 pushing hard. Both of them are clear. Is any of these drivers here in the front bottom going to make a move to the middle? If the time to make the move is now before that 47 gets there, we'll have to see who's going to pop out. I'm surprised right now the 65 didn't. Here comes that middle run here in the tri-oval. And they get disconnected just a little bit. Not the best pushing going on there in the middle as you have guys farther back going 3. So the bottom, the place to be right now. 6 laps to go. Things are heating up. Man, I hope we can go green the rest of the way. This thing is shaping up to be one heck of a finish here tonight. The 55 doing a great job on the bottom. Here comes the 47 down the Alabama Gain super stretch. Getting a great shove here by the 33 of Wesley Lynch. Here goes the 55. The 65 getting hot. Oh, the 55 up the track. He's going to wreck. Oh, is he going to hold it? He's going to wreck. He's going to come down and into the field. Oh, no, not good news for Jess Childs and company. The 55 made a bad, probably, like, made a good move to go to the middle, but probably just couldn't control it. So James Harris there, probably the cause of this caution with 6 laps to go. Man, he had a great run going. Luckily for Jess, or not Jess, but Jeff Ace Veto, he was on the bottom, and he's going to remain your race leader. As we back this one up, and we're gonna get locked on here to the cause of this caution, the 55 machine of Harris. So James Harris up front. I'll get a nice cockpit view, or sorry, chopper view. And I'll walk you through this one, how I see it. And he's doing a great job here. This is what you want to do. Right here. You see James Harris, he's pushing, or sorry, you see the 65 there in the second in line on the bottom. That is Jeff Ace Veto. He's given a great push here to the 55 of James Harris. James Harris sees the run coming. He knows the 65 is hot. He's going to make a move to the middle, as he should. Here comes the 47. Right here, it's a good move. He's doing a great job to get in line here in the middle, but this is where it's going to go wrong. He's going to go up the track a little bit. I'll tell you what, it probably wasn't his fault. The 47 is, I don't know, it didn't even look like the 47 gave him that bad of a push. I'll have to look at this a little closer. I don't know, man. That 47, yeah, the 47 might be offset just a little bit. Yep, offset right. And just that big shove's going to send the 55. So the 55 did not do anything wrong there. Unfortunately, went into the wall, came back down into the 47. The 33 gets a little nudge there. He nudges the 55 back up. And here comes the 55 back down the track into the 22 and the 16. I know Jess Child's involved. So unfortunate for quite a few of these drivers here in the middle of the pack. As we try to get back live here in the front of the pack. It's going to be Jeff Ace Veto, your leader. Brian Whitney here doing a great job as well in the 76 machine. He is being scored in second. Third place right now, and Ty Schoenig, a little offset push probably caused that caution, but he'll remain here in the 3rd position. Mitchell Conley is being scored in 4th position right now. Evan Carlbon, he has made his way to the 5th position. He is definitely one to watch here at the end. 4 laps to go right now. Wesley Lynch being scored 6th. Brad Hunt, haven't spoke about him here tonight in the 169. He has put himself in the mix. Brian Hennings has made a comeback up here into the top 10 as he's being scored in 8th. Jimmy Emos, a great run for Jimmy Emos in that 98. Man, it'd be nice to see him get a top 5, maybe in a top 5 and vie for the win here tonight. Jimmy Emos here being scored in the 9th position. And James Harris, the guy that was kind of offset pushed just a little bit and put up into the wall, he is being scored in 10th, so he is not out of this one yet. As we will have 3 laps to go here at the line. Looks like the lights will go off, and if they do, we'll have a natural green-white checkered. A natural green-white checkered. As the sixth caution of the night will soon be coming to an end. As the lights are off on the pace car, and they will assume their positions here. And what we hope is a 2-lap mad dash to the finish line. Man, very excited to see how this one shapes up. You've had the class of the field up here in Ace Veto, but right now he's got company and some guys that haven't been up here tonight that are probably very, very hungry. So very interested to see how this shapes up and who is going to go into victory lane here tonight. I'm excited to see. I appreciate all of you viewers hopping up in the channel and chatting with us here tonight. And as I said earlier, I appreciate everybody letting us here at PGR eSports call this one. Didn't have much help here in the booth tonight, but I'm glad I could bring everyone this race. It looks like 41 concurrent viewers right now, 165 views, so pretty good stream here for a Sunday night charity race. We appreciate it. Again, head on over to the MADD website, madd.org. Donate today for the cause. We do not want to see any more victims here. And prayers always to Jess Childs in the situation that happened in 2019. As the pace car is going to dive off for what could be the last time here tonight. Ace Veto, Brian Whitney, your front row. But Schoening, Conley, Lynch, Carl Bond, they're all looking for some more. We get to the Geico restart zone. And we are going to go back green here at Talladega Superspeedway. Who's going to go to victory lane? Ace Veto getting a nice jump yet again. Will he look to blend into the middle and back down? He won't. He's going to hold the bottom line. There he goes. He's going to think he's going to go up, but no, here comes Whitney back down. Whitney's going to go to the bottom. That's going to open up the door for the 40 of Conley here in the middle. The 33 now, Wesley Lynch. He's going to decide the fate of that 40 as the 55. He's wasting no time. 3-wide action as the 15 of Kevin Martin pushing him. The 55 going straight back to the front. He could be your favorite now. He's the fastest man on the track. 2 laps to go. If we get to the white flag, it'll be official. 3-wide racing here as we exit turn number 4 at Talladega to go into the tri-oval. If we take the white, it'll be an official race. 3-wide action all across the front of this field. Ace Veto, he's going to just hold tight here on the bottom. He's got to worry about that 76. He doesn't want that 76 to run out of temps because then he won't be able to push him as hard. Which pusher has saved the most temps to get the job done? Ooh, we're going to have a wreck. I'm not sure. There goes the 40. The 40 off the pace. That opens up the door for Wesley Lynch. He's going to be leading this middle lane. Wesley Lynch in that red, white, and blue machine. The 55 isn't done yet. Here comes James Harris on the top. It's 2 by 2. The bottom might have all the help it needs, though. Where's the 47? The 47 might dictate who's going to win this race. Jeff Ace Veto, he's been leading most of it. Right now, that's 76. Does he have enough temps to get Ace Veto all the way to the lane? Brian Henning switching lanes. Ace Veto inches out. They're all racing so hard. Ace Veto's race to lose. Here comes the 55. He's going to split the middle. A photo finish, and it's Ace Veto by a half a car length. And they are flipping past the start-finish line. But Jeff Ace Veto, the 65, your winner. What a finish. I'll tell you what. Y'all got to see this one. We're going to take this one here in the tri-oval. Watch Ace Veto. He's going to stay on the bottom. with Whitney. The 55 is going to split the middle. James Harris. Man, did he want this. He's going to come up, and he's just going to get pinched. Here comes Lynch down the track. And I'll tell you what, chaos ensues behind these front guys. Ace Vettel held a great wheel. He's going to owe this race to Brian Whitney, the 76, because Whitney never left his bumper. 55 and the 76 just get into it, and that is going to be your finish. Chaos ensues right after they take the lead here. You'll see the photo finish in slow motion. And we'll get up into a different camera here and try to show you what happened and ensued here. But Jeff, I keep wanting to say Jason. Jeff Acevedo, your race winner here in the MADD 133. Oh, wow, what a wreck. Oh my God, where was that 70? I think the 70 was just sitting on the track. And I'm not sure why, but they should not have a race car sitting on the track, especially near the start-finish line. Just, I mean, I don't know who that was, but I think it was Teresa Spiker. Yeah, Teresa Spiker sitting here. Not sure if that was planned or, but she's sitting past the start-finish line here at the end. So I'm not sure about that, but as we go back here a little bit farther back to the leaders here, that's kind of what happened. But that was, luckily that all happened after all these drivers you see in the picture took the checkered flag. Teresa Spiker going to be sitting a little bit farther down past the start finish line. Whoa, look at that one. The 70 is going to go straight up in the air, as is the 15. So I don't know, maybe having a little fun here at the end of the race. That was funny stuff right there. Oh, it was planned just for fun. So, all right, good to say, because I was like, what happened there? Why was there a car sitting there? But having some fun. So since we were having some fun, let's check that out once again. Watch this 70 car as all these cars get past the start-finish line. Oh, man, this is some funny stuff. Just going to go completely and utterly airborne here. And it almost looks like the Simone Biles right there. Simone Biles in the 70. Doing some more twists and turns. That's a gold medal effort for the 70 and the 15, that's for sure. That'd be tough to score because the 15 looks like they went over quite a few more times, but what a race it was. Jeff Acevedo, your race winner here tonight. You'll see it once more here in the tri-oval. Getting a great push from Brian Whitney. Yeah, and a word from Mama Teresa, as they call her, just told her to do it. So some funny stuff. Glad we could have some fun here tonight. It was nice to call a race where money was not on the line and drivers can just go out and have some fun for a good cause. And that's what we did here tonight. And we'll see if we can get a word with any of these drivers. We'll have to see if any of them are in a room here. I'm not seeing James Harris or Wesley, but we do have the race winner, and we'll see if we can get a word with them. Jeff Acevedo, do you have got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, awesome, man. I kept every time I pulled you up on the broadcast, I kept wanting to say Jason, so I had to stop and repronounce your name, and I hope I didn't butcher it too many times. But man, I'll tell you what, I watched you almost that whole race because you were up front, and what a heck of a job. Was that your goal, to just kind of get out front, lead as many laps, and kind of be in front of all the chaos tonight?
Oh, absolutely not. What happened was that I didn't qualify. I didn't manage to qualify, so I was just like trying to stay in the bag with the guys in the call I was with. But then on that big wreck, like that big one, I think it was on lap 7 or something like that. It was early in the race. I was up high. I didn't get any damage. I came to pit as soon as the first, as soon as pit road opens. Then, for some reason, it told me to get past everyone. And I mean everyone. It just kept telling me to go past car after car after car, right up behind the pace car. And I'm like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here at all. So, So like from then on, I had Brian and James up there with me, and I was like, okay, these guys are in a call with, so like we just decided all three of us to work together, and like this win is just not all me. Huge props to Ryan and James. They like we controlled both lanes. It was a team like impromptu team basically, but yeah, it was a team effort here basically. So huge shout out to James for keeping it clean when we were side by side for the majority of the race, and huge, absolutely huge props to Brian for those pushes. Without him, I don't think I would have gotten this win. So props to him.
Well, yeah, I called that out on the broadcast. You know, Brian Whitney, your best friend there on the last lap, he was committed to your back bumper, and sure enough, you know, he was probably the main reason you were able to get to that start-finish line first and across just ahead of the 55, I believe, of Wesley Lynch, who made a nice, ferocious comeback there at the end. But you did a great job here. I, you know, was blown away by your composure there, getting pushed around on the track, and you know, we came together here, you know, more importantly for a good cause for MADD. And anything you want to say about that, you know, and just kind of give our viewers some input on the MADD and why we came here to race tonight.
MADD is a charity I honestly did not hear of until the last MADD race we did a few months ago. So when I heard about that, what it stood for, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, obviously any charity is gonna like be a huge like effort to be put into, and I'm glad I can be a part of this this cause here. Fun race, fun people to race with, and to be contributing to this cause to stop drunk driving. It's unbelievable. It's basically killing three birds with one stone. It's a great cause, amazing racing with good people. So I'm glad to be a part of this.
Man, you said it best right there. Amazing race, great people, and that sure it was here tonight. You are the race winner here tonight, Jeff. Ace Veto and the 65 crosses the finish line first. You know, congratulations on this victory. You know, the meaning for this race obviously more important and bigger for us all here tonight. But before we let you go, anyone you want to thank and or shout out?
First of all, I want to thank. Obviously, thank you, Brian, for giving me the hell of a push I needed. Thank you, the 55 James, who was with me side by side for keeping it clean. Thank you to the Childs for putting on this amazing race, this amazing event. Glad to be a part of it. Second time, first win. Glad for everyone who came out to make this a great race to begin with, and. If I'm forgetting people, I'm sorry, but I thank you all for putting me in this position, and I'm so glad to be a part of this again, and hopefully we can go back to back for the next one that's coming soon.
Well, yeah, we appreciate it. You're in victory lane. Go celebrate. Have a good night, man. We appreciate you racing.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm about to drink so much Inca Cola tonight.
Love to hear it. That was your race winner, Jeff Ace Veto. You see the results here on the board. Jeff Ace Veto, got it. It's all night long. I just cannot get it right. Will be your race winner. James Harrison second tonight. Wesley Lynch is going to finish in third. Brian Whitney in fourth. Rounding out your top five, Kevin Martin. In sixth will be Brian Hennings. In seventh, Evan Carlbon. Eight will be Ty Schoening. And ninth, Edwin Fielder. And rounding out your top 10 will be Brad Hunt. Tody Edrington, he will finish in 11th with John Lucido in 12th. Joseph Nullback Jr. will finish in 13th. Tom Dixon in 14th. Dean Wilkinson, he will finish in 15th position. Jimmy Emos, good run for him. He'll finish in the 16th position. Finish in 17th here tonight will be Mitchell Conley. He was up front a lot of the night. Number 18 here tonight, Jamie Griffin. Number 19, Joseph Barrow. And rounding out your top 20, Jessica Childs. 21st position here tonight, John Carney. The third, number 22 on the board, Kenneth Gallman. Finishing in 23rd, Mother Teresa Spiker. Finishing 24th, Danny Gross. In the 25th position will be Eli Childs. And 26th, Christopher Hodges. And nice thank you to him to get an interview to the race today. Number 27 here tonight, Casey Solich. And number 28th, Kenneth Gallman. Finishing in 29th, Jeremy Osborne. And in 30th, it's the KSR, Trevin Ashronoff. Finishing the 31st position, Greg Spiker. And 32nd, David Cawton. Number 33 here tonight will be Dave Collins Sr. and finishing 34th with some connection issues, Ambrose Kniebel. Finishing in 35th, led some of the early part of the race, Steve Sizemore. Finishing in 36th tonight, JSR's Joe Horta. Finishing in 37th position, Wayne Palmer. In 38th, Mark Math. Finishing in 39th, Benjamin Richards of VRX. And in 40th, Austin Derbyshire. And rounding out your field of 41 will be Sheldon Pearson. So, yeah, what a heck of a race it was. Appreciate Jess Childs, MADD 133, Eli for putting the race on with her. And, you know, it was for a great cause. I got to read the article here today of you know, Jess and her family, her daughter Hannah, and unborn grandson Cashton, who unfortunately lost their lives back in 2019. The man that unfortunately was driving drunk that day and was unfortunately released from custody just 3 years after being sentenced. So you know, it's a tough thing to hear that. A tough pill to swallow, I'm sure, for them, and I'm hoping something can be done, with that. And it's just a nightmare, I'm sure, for the family, and something they'll never, forget. Have to live with that the rest of their life. But they are coming together here tonight. MADD.org. All these drivers put in money to donate to MADD.org. We want to end it. We want no more victims. That's what we want. That's what we came out here to do. That's why I came out here to broadcast it. We want to send everybody to MADD.org, MADD.org. Send in those donations. Do it tonight. Do it tomorrow. Share this link out. Let's get as many as we can. We appreciate Jess and Eli and everybody here for having PGR Esports come on board to do this. It was an honor to call it. I have like I said earlier in the broadcast, it hits home a little bit for me as well. So yes, let's fight drunk drivers. It's a great cause. We appreciate you all racing here tonight, all the viewers on PGR Esports, and that'll do it here for the MADD 133. And for myself, Michael Triscaro, here on the broadcast, we will all see you soon. Good night, and have a safe and enjoyable week ahead.